On this episode of Higher Definition, it's the brilliant Stephen Chow, writer, director, star, and producer of Kung Fu Hustle, and David Krumholtz. He's got many new movies out, and he's also the star of CBS's hit series, Numbers. Welcome to Higher Definition. I am, as always, your moderately intrusive host, Robert Wolanski. And on this episode, we have one guest whose name you have not yet heard of, but will shortly, and another whose name you don't know, but whose face you recognize from many, many films and TV shows. We begin with the former. His name is Stephen Chow, and for the past 15 years, he's been a huge star in Asia, specifically in Hong Kong, where he's been in several films. By several, I mean around 60. 10 years ago, he began directing them, and they have been extraordinary pieces of work. Such films as The God of Cookery, Kung Fu Hustle, his new film, and From Beijing with Love, his James Bond parody. Kung Fu Hustle is a labor of love. It's been 3 years in the making, and it is the ultimate kung fu film, loaded with computer-generated effects, but specifically a Bruce Lee homage, because it was, after all, Bruce Lee who inspired Stephen Chow to become an actor and a martial artist in the first place. So here's Stephen Chow talking about why he decided to make Kung Fu Hustle and what it means to him to have as many people see it around the world as possible. It's interesting, when we sat down, you asked me what it was I liked about your movies, because I've seen a lot of them, and I told you it was the comedy, because I've always been a big fan of comedy. To me, in some ways, until Kung Fu Hustle, the martial arts was in some ways almost secondary, because I thought the films were so witty and clever, and we were talking about slapstick. And you said that you have to work harder with each film because audiences have seen so much.
Yeah.
Not only in your films, but in things that come between your movies.
Right.
So when you're working on these things, are you aware of, you're aware of what the audience knows and what the audience sees, but how concerned are you about what the audience wants as opposed to what you're trying to say in the movies?
You'll never know. I mean, a movie, that's the meaning of movie making, because you'll never know until the end of the day, you know.
Right.
And most of the time I was just trying to guess what the audience want and what they like and what they don't like. Just a feeling that there's no guarantee.
Right.
I just keep trying, and you know, sometimes it will be successful, but sometimes it won't.
When I saw Kung Fu Hustle, I thought, this must be the film you've always wanted to make, that you've
Yes.
always had somewhere in your mind.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's a matter of time. Sooner or later, I will make something like this, because Kung Fu mean really something to me. So I will make something to be able to make a Kung Fu movie is like my dream.